Hi, I'm Edward Unthank. Let's talk to you today about really precisely landing pages. What is development marketing operations? What is web ops? What is the front end? What do devs have to do with your marketing automation platform in an AI world? Well, there are two different things that you can do. You can use your existing MAP on the LP landing page on your MAP, marketing automation platform. Apologize for all my acronyms. This is something where you're talking about you're talking about either like a cloud pages, you're talking about a hosted landing page, you're talking about microsite that's still hosted, but it's being hosted on the marketing automation platform. The second way that you can do it is you can make your own kind of DIY landing pages, and then you can host this somewhere else. An example on this is if you're going and doing Webflow, common approach in the marketing automation world here. On the marketing automation, this is something like a Marketo or SFMCE or any other tool that you're doing there. If you're talking about a do-it-yourself landing page, you can do it on a Webflow. The approach would basically be like on the CMS on www. Now, www means this is your primary domain, and that's the shorthand that we use. www, it is your, and I understand that that's an optional title, but this is basically to say it is your marketing website. If you have a CMS, you can work in host. Some companies do this. They don't use the native hosted on the marketing automation platform. Instead, they do it on the primary CMS. You can do that if you have a dev team. You can do that if you have a product team. It's great. The other thing that you can do is you can have not on the CMS, but you can have something like a microsite or a landing page flow. An example is Webflow. Another example is Vercel and Netlify. There are a few different ones where it's basically say how do you're putting this on a subdomain, and then this subdomain is where it's subdomain or proper actual top level domain. And this is another way that you can build out landing pages. Now, the value in the AI world is that you can have a scalable combination of these landing pages, and you can use them as marketing assets if you're taking an AI approach. And this AI approach, one of the greatest values in AI these days is that you can spit out artifacts, HTML artifacts, full websites that have a pretty darn good aesthetic as long as you're linking it to making sure that it works in your tool set. But when you have it in this world, if you have, for example, if you hosted your landing pages in Vercel, and then you had your marketers go out and spin up, or in part of the marketing operations process is the campaign process, have them spin up individual microsites. These microsites, MS for microsite, these microsites can be per campaign, and then you can do a lot of customization. You can have it be, you can have this spun up programmatically. So then you have a microsite, one microsite proportional to the amount of prospects that you want. And in this one, this is, I think, where the future, where the innovation happens in marketing operations. It's how do we do better campaigns? And if you're doing a better campaign, it looks something like, well, if you're coding in Claude Code, for example, or any of the command line tools, you can go through and then make sure that there's a published version that's tracked, everything else like this, and that can be your microsite. And then you can have these spin up. The amount of effort towards getting these individual microsites after you go through the template process is really pretty smooth and fast, so long as you have approval on a template level. So this is, I think, the approach. There's traditional native hosting. There's doing it yourself on your own, making your own landing pages on your www, or going to a subdomain that specifically has that. And then I think there's the fun future. And the fun future looks like this approach, where we're spinning out approved marketing microsites, approved sales microsites via a tool like a Vercel or a Netlify, and then going with the actual AI-based flow. And then, of course, then if you're doing this, then all you need to do is make sure that you have your Google Analytics in there, you've got the appropriate tagging, and then you can measure these individual campaign success as well. And you should do that as you're in the marketing operations. So if you're in marketing operations, welcome to the new world. Welcome to the AI flow. It's happening now. join us. I'm Edward Unthank. I'm walking you through what this looks like, AI in a marketing operations world, and this is a pretty fast path to get significant value and do more than we've ever been able to do just with native hosted landing pages, or even being dependent upon your product team and web team to spit out products for you. This is a way you can do it yourself really quickly. So thanks, Edward Unthank. I'll see you soon.